What if the next global conflict isn't where history usually plays out, but somewhere almost no one is paying attention to? Not in the places we've grown used to seeing tensions rise, not in the Middle East, not in Asia, but at the very top of the world. A place most people imagine as empty, frozen, and irrelevant is quietly turning into one of the most valuable regions on Earth. And the moment the ice disappears, the rules of global power begin to change. Because in the Arctic, melting ice doesn't just reveal water, it reveals oil, shipping routes, and a new battlefield. For centuries, the Arctic Ocean was locked under thick ice, not just cold, but inaccessible. A natural fortress that kept nations away. But today, that fortress is breaking. Every summer, the ice shrinks a little more, opening waters that once never saw ships. And here's the twist. This isn't just an environmental story. It's a geopolitical reset button. Because when ice disappears, geography changes. And when geography changes, power shifts. And the first thing countries notice? It's not the ice melting. It's the shortcuts appearing on the map. A cargo ship traveling from Europe to Asia today usually goes through the Suez Canal, but Arctic routes could cut that journey by thousands of kilometers. There are two major paths emerging: the Northern Sea route above Russia, the Northwest Passage through Canada. Faster routes mean cheaper trade, and cheaper trade means global influence. But there's a catch. These waters are not neutral. They are controlled, claimed, and heavily monitored by Arctic nations, which means every ship passing through becomes part of a political equation. Now here's where things get even more intense, because shipping routes are just the beginning. What lies beneath the ice is far more valuable. Under the Arctic seabed, scientists estimate vast reserves of oil, natural gas, and critical minerals. As ice melts, exploration becomes more possible. And suddenly, countries with Arctic access are looking at a potential energy treasure chest. Russia has the largest Arctic coastline. The United States has Alaska. Canada, Norway, and Denmark, and through Greenland, all have strategic stakes. But this isn't a simple who gets what situation. Because extracting these resources is expensive, risky, and politically controversial. So the Arctic becomes less of a gold rush and more of a high-stakes chessboard. And while everyone talks about trade and energy, there's a quieter, more serious race happening above the clouds: military power. The Arctic is the shortest route between major global powers. That means missiles, surveillance systems, submarines, all become strategically relevant here. Russia has been rebuilding Arctic bases and expanding its icebreaker fleet. NATO countries, including the US, Canada, Norway, Finland, and Sweden, are increasing coordination. This isn't about preparing for war. It's about preparing so that war never becomes an option. Because in the Arctic, response time is shorter, and mistakes are more dangerous. For now, much of Arctic governance is coordinated through international cooperation platforms like the Arctic Council. But even cooperation is under pressure. Climate change is accelerating access. Access is increasing competition. And competition is slowly reshaping diplomacy. Still, no country fully controls the Arctic. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes it stable, for now. The Arctic is not becoming just a place of conflict. It's becoming a mirror, a reflection of how the world handles change. Climate change didn't just melt ice. It removed barriers that once kept global powers apart. And now, everyone is watching the same disappearing frontier, waiting to see who moves first. If you made it this far, you probably realize this isn't just about the Arctic. It's about the future map of the world itself. If you found this interesting, consider liking the video. It genuinely helps more people discover content like this. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the Arctic becomes a zone of cooperation or competition? Also, if you enjoy deep dive geopolitical stories like this, you might want to stick around and subscribe. There's a lot more coming.